Okay, the verdict is I have no idea if this looks bad or not. Still with the hair, I might take the headphones off sometime during the middle part of it, but none of that's important. Welcome to the podcast. We're back. It's been a while. It's been a significant amount of time. A lot's happened. Some good, some bad, some things that just are. They're neither good nor bad. They just are, which brings us to today's point of view, today's topic, which is letting go of shit that you literally cannot fucking control. Guys, not even guys. I shouldn't say guys, because it's just like, non-binaries, men, women, things of the universe, world, whatever you like to be called. Hello, hi, and welcome. My mind, fucking everywhere. It's everywhere. And I feel like it's because that I am in a place in my life where like nothing is stable. Not one thing. Literally anything could change at any point in time. If you follow my Instagram, you know that I injured myself like 8 weeks ago now, but I couldn't walk for like 4 weeks. And then like I've slowly been able to like regain like mobility in my knees. And it's just been like hell. It was just it was not enjoyable, not fun in the absolute least. And it took a lot of like, I had a lot of self-reflection time, which I don't recommend. I really don't. I don't think anyone needs to be alone for that long of a time, not being able to be mobile for any circumstance. If you can avoid it, I would try to avoid it at all possible costs, because your mind, this little guy right here, it's going to go fucking mad. It's going to go mad. It's going to go crazy. It's going to start talking to yourself in ways that don't even make any fucking sense. You're going to get like sad, and your sad's going to go into something maybe other than sad, like a little serious and sad. I didn't, but I was this fucking close to losing my mind. I feel like it was a very thin line between sanity and absolutely losing my shit. And now I feel like I'm in a place where, yeah, I'm better and I could like walk again, and that's great. And I feel like a lot being outside and being able to go places has been really nice for the mental. But I don't know what I'm doing in life. And I'm having a realization that letting go is important. And not just letting go of people or things, jobs, dreams. You shouldn't let go of your dreams. Never let go of your dreams. But just letting go of like expectations, letting go of comfortability, letting go of your safety net, letting go of stability. Like I'm in a place where anything can shift. And I feel like I had to surrender to the universe, to God, whatever you may believe in, surrender to the existence that I have no control over what happens. I'm doing my best. And that's all I got. I'm doing my best. I really am just doing my best. And whatever comes of it, hopefully it's what I want. But at the end of the day, I have no fucking control over that. I have like no control. And that's scary. It's very scary. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I wish I had more control over things. I wish I had more control over my finances, over my relationships, over my like living spaces. Like I love my place and I'm moving. And I love like where we live and stuff, but it's just gonna be better for me, I think, to move. And it's hard because like I made the decision, and I wouldn't recommend doing it this way, but I made the decision to move without a place to move, without a significant source of income. Like I have income, but not a significant source of income. And granted, like I'm in my early 20s, like I get it, like not everything's supposed to be figured out, but like it's not feeling good not having everything figured out. It feels very unstable. It feels very much so, what are we going to do now, Danielle? I never call myself Danielle. That's when you know it's serious. Literally, what are you going to do now? So I want to talk about with you guys. Talking about being in a space of absolute unknown and working through it. And what has helped me work through being in a space of unknown. So far, I mean, I'm alive, so I think something's working. That's not funny. I'm going to cut that out. I might keep that in, but I want you to know that I do not mean that was a joke and it's not funny. I want to take it back immediately. So in the sense of like when I still am in this space of just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just do random shit. Like I do absolute random stuff. Like I'll call my friends and be like, hey, you want to go take some pictures? Because somehow posting on Instagram makes me feel more productive. Like posting fire content makes me feel like, ooh, okay, we did something. We're growing the brand, we're growing the page. Like that was a good thing you did for yourself. I buy myself things because I think that when I have nicer things, I feel better about myself, I spend money on me. Like in a general sense, I spend money on myself. Like if I don't want to cook, I don't cook. I go buy food. I make my, like, I do the smallest, most insignificant to some things for other people to be insignificant that make me feel better. Like going out to eat. And I do that one a lot because it makes me feel really, really good inside to eat exactly what I want to eat. It's going to be like, like that's just, ooh, that hit. I do that and I feel sometimes better. Sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Do I do anything else? I started this like I had all this advice for you guys to get past this place of like not knowing what you want to do and being really unstable. And it turns out I have 2 tips. Take yourself out to eat dinner. Buy yourself clothes or other things that you want to eat. Or eat. What? See what I mean? My mind. Gone. She's gone. I don't know when she's coming back. I don't know. Like, I can't even tell you when she's coming back. She's out of here. Oh my God. Am I having an anxiety attack while recording a podcast? Because that's going to be embarrassing. I won't stop the podcast. We'll go through it together. This isn't honest. We're honest here. Okay. We're real here. We're authentic here. And I feel like I might be having an anxiety attack. We are going to keep going and just see what happens. Because there's no point in stopping. If I stop now, I'm just going to have an anxiety attack alone. Either way, I'm alone, but at least this way I'm being productive. Which I also noticed, like, levels of productivity make me feel better. Like, even if I'm having a bad day or like what I'm doing isn't like the most amazing, biggest deal ever, but knowing that I've been productive makes me feel a little bit better. It makes me feel like, okay, she still did something, you know? She tried. I don't know if that's a thing, like levels of productivity, maybe just for me. Like, I'm a Capricorn. I strive for productivity, doing things that make me feel productive, make me feel really good inside. It makes me feel like a better person. Like, I've elevated my life in some shape, form, or way. But like sitting here and doing this podcast for all 30 of y'all who listen and watch, like, makes me feel really good. It makes me feel like I'm doing something that's gonna elevate my life in some form of way. Literally just showing, like, throwing stuff at the fan and seeing what sticks. That's a disgusting metaphor. Like, who said that? Because I said stuff, but the actual word is the S word. You know what it is. But like, that's a really disgusting image in my head, and I want to know who came up with that. Why did they do that? Because I think most like phrases, not colloquialisms, but like most. Oh my God, what are they called? Oh my God, what are they called? Those things that people say all the time and they're like, oh my God. Put that in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. It's those phrases that people say that are everyone says them, but they have like truth to them. That's why they've been used throughout time and space and history and stuff like that. So many times. What is that called? Oh my God. How is that word just not? Whatever. Fuck it. Literally, fuck it. Fuck all of it. Fuck everything. Okay. Guys, this is for if you have lasted through whatever timestamp 10 minutes we are on this podcast, I fuck with you intensely because this is chaos and it's how my mind is working as well. It's all very chaotic up in there and now coming out in here. So that's annoying. Also, I feel like I need to be okay with like letting go of certain things. Like, let's talk about specifically people. We won't dive too deep into it because I don't want people to know who peoples are. But I feel like I was at a really good point. Like, y'all know, me and my ex broke up. Fun times. And I was feeling all good, all fun, all free, all single, living our best lives. And then, you know that saying when people are like it's when you least expect it. And someone's gonna come in your life. Like, when you least expect, like, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be fucking amazing. And someone's gonna come into your life. It's gonna be perfect. That nigga's a liar. That fucking liar. That's not how it happens. That's not at all what the fuck just happened. And I want to testify for the defendant side. No, the plaintiff. The opposite side, because that's not fucking happened. I feel like I was good. We were single, free, living life. And then a person of the opposite sex, who some might call attractive, some people being me, came into my life, real chilled, kept it at a very big distance. This is getting way too specific. Like, if that person sees this, they're now going to know exactly who that person is. And fuck it. So came to my life at a point in time where I was like, okay, cool. And then I was really good. And I was like, I don't really want to be in anything right now. Like, I'm chilling. Like, I'm good. I'm feeling the vibes. I'm single. I'm hot. We doing fun stuff. I'm been making a lot of music. Like, my career's going really great. I'm good. I'm like, I was feeling better. Like, my knees were healing. I'm really, really good. So, and then said person just was really persistent. And we usually applaud being persistent, right? Usually. And this time, super persistent. And I allowed said person to get a little closer to me. Just a little bit. Don't do that. Sis, bruh, if you don't want to date anybody, don't let anyone get anywhere near you. Because once I get a little bit in, you're going to be like, oh, this is nice. This is, I remember that. Oh, I like that. That's new. This is cute. This is good. And then you're going to get fucking trapped. You're going to be in this house where you're seeing shit you like, seeing some shit familiar, and then you're going to be in the house and you're not really going to leave the house because the house is like warm. It's comfortable on a cold autumn evening and you like this bitch. And then that nigga or female is about to be like, I got to go for a second. I got to go. And you're like, but we're here. We're at the cabin. It's cool. It's chill. It's cold outside. Why the fuck would you want to be outside? Because I was cool being outside with my button up and my fucking hoodie. I was living the best life. You invited me in. I didn't want to be here. I never wanted to be here. Your ass invited me in. So now we're in here and you want to go out here and you're inside just kicking it. Like, why would anyone want to be out there? Because I was out there. That shit was cold as bricks, but I was happy. So he said he wanted to be here. So why would he think then going back? And now I'm inside and he out there. And what the fuck's going on? And that, my friends, is why if you want to be single, don't let anyone freaking near you, because then you're gonna be here in a warm, cute little house looking at all the pictures you took, like all the videos, and looking so little cozy, and that nigga's out here cold as hell outside having a great ass fucking time where you were fucking snowboarding and shit and skiing and being a hot bunny at the other cabin with hella other people, not the private cabin. You were in the public cabin having a great time just drinking hot cocos and hot toddies with random people having a blast. But that nigga said, I want to be inside. And now you're inside. And that don't make no fucking sense. Because now he's out here living La Vida Loca in the snow and you're in a side warm cabin. Like, what the fuck? And now you got to be preparing yourself to go back out in the cold. But you just got warm. Like, your hands just stopped being freezing. You was starting to feel good. You took your scarf off and shit. I sound absolutely over dramatic, but that's a really good analogy, and I want to go on record by saying that made a lot of sense. That felt good. I feel like I had to let that out. I really feel like so that's where my head's at today. It's frustrating. You know what I mean? It's frustrating because, like, we work so hard on ourselves, We're very spiritual. We're very aware of ourselves. We're very much so working on ourselves. We're in therapy. We're having a good time, living our best life, growing into our best person. And every time it feels like you're in a good place, here comes the devil's ass making a fire where no one's trying to be hot. Like, we're chilling. We're big chilling. But the fire is low-key warm. So you kind of like it. It's like, oh, I thought it was just like a bonfire. No, it's a fucking wildfire. Avoid the wildfires. Don't go to, be cold. I think that around the inclusive, that's the thing. Be cold. Because when you're freezing by yourself, you can warm yourself up by yourself. But if you need someone else to warm you up, then when they leave, they take their coat back. Do you get what I'm saying? I hope so. I'm trying to be cold. That's what I want to be. I want to be ice cold. Like an icebox where my heart used to be. I gotta know. Fucking cold. Freezing my tits off is how I want to be. That's where I'm trying to live at. Because you know what? That bitch, unbothered. She unbothered. She's chilling. She enjoying her time, space in life. Not sweating nobody. When she wants to be warm, she'll go to the public cabin, get a little hot cocoa, little hot toddy, and she'll be back outside freezing bricks. It's okay. It's okay. Because all this other shit is bullshit. I'm all distracted and stuff. And you know what? Like, when people, and I don't know if this is for everybody, but for me personally, when like I have an inkling of an emotion, and I mean just like the itty bitty teeny tiny bits of an emotion for any other human being, like I am so quickly invested. It's literally like 0 to 100. Like I keep distance for like, because I know I'm like that. Like I need distance. And it's so weird because like I'm a Capricorn and everyone's like, you guys are fucking heartless. And I don't think it's that we're heartless. I think that genuinely we care so much. Like we care in swells. Like we can't care a little, we can't care a schmedium. Like you get everything or you get absolutely nothing, because that's how invested we get. That's what we can get so invested so quickly. So it's like, yeah, we're cold to everybody who we don't care about, because if I care about you, I care a lot, like a fucking ton. And I think that's a lot for people to hold. Like I don't think everyone's equipped to hold the weight of affection and care and admiration a Capricorn can have for somebody. So we like a distance, and we don't really like everybody. Like it takes a special person to like make us actually like want to fuck with them in a way like that. So it's just like cold. It's like it might like, you know, you have to like defrost her a little bit, or him, to get to that place where you're like, oh, like okay, like I think they're actually fucking with me. Because for me, like for us, like we really have to make the decision like, okay, this is a person who to a certain extent, I don't know him that well, but like I trust him. And I like what I'm seeing. I like it. I don't hate it here. Here's cool. You know what I mean? And once I get to here is cool, then I'm chilling. I'm sat. Like, what the fuck else I need to go? Like, I like it here. Bitch, bet. Like, you know what I mean? So you can't fuck with us like that. You can't like get our hearts invested into shit and then play with it. Like, that's malicious. That's rude. That's psychotic. To get someone all, do you like me? How you feel about me? I just want to know. And then one little thing happens and now you're like, I'm off it. Like what? Like, you know what it is too? Like, put it in the comments if you can relate to this. Like, because this is really how I fucking feel. Like when I like somebody, and maybe I'm weird, but when I like somebody, like get to the point where I like actually fuck with them. This can be from 3 weeks in to 3 months in to talking to somebody. But like once I get to the point where it's like, all right, but like I actually heavily fuck with them, like I'm gonna keep fucking with them. There's literally almost, and I mean genuinely, there might be 2 things, and one's like murder, that you could possibly do to have me not fuck with you. Like you could literally do and say pretty much anything and I will work through it with you. I'm not about to just like dip and leave. I'm not a leaver, okay? I'm not a goer. I'm not a like, yeah, this was nice, but I gotta bounce because it got too difficult. Like no, like when I like somebody, I fucking stay till the wheels fall off. Or until you do that one other thing that's not murder. I don't know what the second thing actually is. I just kind of said that, but I'm sure it's something terrible. I don't want to think of anything terrible, but like it's not there with murder. Like unless you literally do something like that, like then we have a problem. Maybe not. I don't know. Might be a right. I haven't experienced that. But the point is that there's almost nothing you could do that will make me not want to fuck with you. So for me, if I blow up or something, like I have a moment in time where I have a bad sense of judgment and do something, I don't know, not cool, and then you dip, like what? Like you could have literally almost like shot a nigga in the face and I would have like said not guilty on the stands. But like I need this to never be used in a court case. This is just a joke. I just want to put that out there in case for any, you know what? I'm manifesting that. I should stop. Let me shut up. I would have been down for basically anything. So it kind of hurts my feelings. And I feel like, okay, well now I had a moment. We're not perfect. No one's fucking perfect. We're going to mess up. We're going to say something we don't mean. We're going to overreact to something. And then a person just wants to like dip. Like that's weirdo energy to me. You know that TikTok where it's like, being weird, you're being weird to me. I mean that when you said that, when I had the leg up and there's like the little thing, that little thing. Low key, that energy. Honestly, high key, that energy. Like, don't come around me talking about like, oh, I want you and like, I'm just waiting on you. Like, however you're feeling, like, oh, no. And then I'm like, all right, bet. Wait then. I'm not there. You're gonna wait. Cool, fucking wait. And then I start inching. Bim, 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 bim. Almost there. And then I do something because, again, we're not perfect, okay? Everyone has a moment in time where they fuck up. And then you're like, nah, bitch, bet, I'm out. What? What happened to waiting? What happened to I fuck with you? What happened to I love everything about you? What happened to oh my God, you're so fine? What happened to oh my God, do you know how fine you are? Oh my God, you're so talented. You have a good head on your shoulders. Look at what you're doing. Like, not believing yourself. Put your foot on people's necks. Like, really run your shit. Like, do your career. And then you do something that's maybe slightly rude to the nigga. And he's like, I gotta go. You gotta go? Nigga, I will find you. You're not going anywhere. Like, you're not fucking leaving. Like, who the fuck do you think I am? I would like to now stop talking because I'm not going to do that. And I would not recommend any of you guys do that. And if, again, said person ever sees this, I am not going to come find you. Okay? I'm not going to come find you. That's literally the last thing I'm going to do. I'm going to freeze my ass off in the fucking Colorado River before I go chase a man down. Are you fucking kidding me? No. But I will say I'm sorry. I will try. And then if you don't take that back, if you don't want this. So, for the listeners at home, I did something that was just not, it was over dramatic. And it wasn't even like, who would want that if I said, if you don't want this. Oh, wait, you know that episode? No, is it Raven? No, it's My Wife and Kids. And I was about to call her Gina. Her name is not Gina Show, but that actor. And she's like, all of this. Like that. That's what I'm talking about. If you don't want all of this, then you can really fucking dip. But like, don't, like, I just want to be on the same page. Like, you lied. You know what I mean? Like, let's get that clear. You lied. You're a liar. You lied. And now we're not talking. We're not speaking. And if in time we come back to one another, see how I feel. But like, that's like, it's not what I like. That's not what I like. Okay. Wow, that was a really big tangent. Felt good though. Needed to release that. And you know what? I think now is a perfect time for dating with Daniee. So today's dating with Daniee question is actually really on brand to what I was just ranting about. And it says, how do you know when it's time to move on? Girl, sis, bruh, I don't. I actually don't. Actually, it's a lie. I do know when it's time to move on. I feel like when you're in a place where you are not getting, there's two types of moving on. There's a moving on by choice. Okay. Wait, sorry. One finger. There's a moving on by choice. And then there's a moving on by not choice. Like when someone else decided that they're over it and then you have to by default be over it. Let's talk about by choice first. Gets a little more positive. When it's time to move on and like it's by your own choice, it's when you get to a point and with talking to a person or relationship where it's just like there's nothing, like the cons outweigh the pros. There's realistically nothing really there to hold on to. There's nothing really there to fight for. And everything that person gives you, you could give to yourself, or what they do give to you isn't enough. Like they care for you, but they don't care for you enough. And they're not able to care anymore. They don't hold the capacity to care anymore for you. You have to understand at that point where it's just like, you as a person, again, if it's by choice, can't get what you want from this person. They literally do not have the ability, the capabilities emotionally, mentally, physically, depending on what you're going through, to give you what you want. And then it's time to move on. Like there is no changing those things. You can't up someone's capacity to love. You can't up someone's capacity of emotional intelligence. Either you have it or you don't. Like I think especially with emotional intelligence, that's something that I feel like it's kind of like math. Follow me here. It's the opposite of math. But it's kind of like math in the sense that some people are just good at it. Like they just naturally understand equations, math, whatever like it is. And other people, we could pass algebra 2. We might have to take it twice though. Like we might need a tutor, you know what I mean? But we can get there, but we're never going to be able to excel as easily and as quickly as people who are affluent in math. And if you take that as an emotional way, like for me, my emotional intelligence is quite high and I move through emotions very easily and I enjoy having emotional intelligent conversations. I enjoy really getting into someone's life and background and knowing things about them. You can't make someone want to do that. That comes naturally to some people and it doesn't to others. And it can be really taxing for someone who doesn't have that high emotional intelligence, or doesn't connect with people based on emotions. Like, I connect people based on emotions, but some people don't. Like, that's not their, like I can't like someone if I don't have an emotional, like a deep emotional connection with them. If they're surface level, I actually can't grow with them, because I go so beyond surface level in a general thing. Not even thinking, I ask beyond surface level questions. That's just what I like. That's what makes me feel connected to somebody. So if that's an example of something where it's like, if you can't, those are things you can't change about a person, is all I'm trying to say. And once you get to a point, girl, where you can't change something about a person, and you know that, like, it's not a problem. It's just like, you don't got it. You got to move on. And that's when you know it's like, you got to let it go. It's time to the curb. Because it's not, you can't teach that in a person. Male, female, non-binary, it doesn't matter. You can't teach that in a person. Just either you got it or you don't. And you have to make that decision on your own for what you want for your life, and how you want to be loved, and how you want to be treated. And is this person just not aware? Have you expressed it? Or have you expressed it, they're aware, and they just don't do it like you want it to be done? Again, emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever it is, that's the decision you got to make. So that's one way. The other way would be if it's not your choice and someone dips off and is just like, you're trying to think, like, should I text them? Should I call them? Like, should I leave that door open? And that one's a little bit harder, because you don't want to give up on something, and you want to make sure that they know how you feel. Because I feel like you cannot leave a situation until that person knows exactly how you feel. You can't have any regrets, like literally not one regret about anything, because then you're going to always think like, well, maybe if they knew this, well, maybe if they knew that. Like, well, I feel like, and if you have more to say to a person, like, write it I'm a letter type of girl. I know it's kind of corny, but like, I will write a handwritten letter to you and like mail it to your address. Like, I'm a letter gal. But like, if you don't want to do a letter, like, put it on a text, put it on a voicemail, like, try, if they answer the phone, that's cool. Like, try calling them or something like that, because like, I think it's so important, and it's good for your soul, and it's going to give you like a release when you get everything out into that person. Even if it's not reciprocated, it's good for you to be able to express how you genuinely and authentically feel to that person. Emphasis on to that person. You can tell your girls, you can tell your boys, you can tell your mama, but it's not going to be the same until that person knows. Now, they might never read the text. They might never open the voice memo. They might never listen to the voicemail, but that's none of your business. Like, you put it all out on the table. And if that person doesn't want you for all of you, then you have to let it go. But you have to get to that point to be like, you being the person, let's say it's me, showed you all of my cards. That's honestly how I feel about you. And I really think we could be something great, good, whatever you want to do. Even if you just want to keep going, you don't even know what you're going to be, you just want to keep going. And they don't reciprocate that. What else are you supposed to do? Like, you have to let it go. Because at that point, you're just going to be sad for no reason. They lost. You didn't lose. Like, they completely lost out on you. You know how hard it is to find people who give a shit about you in this world? Like, can you imagine having someone, flip the reverse, someone who you know you like, you know you fuck with, you know you care about so heavy, and then dipping out on them? For what? Like, you know you like them. You like so many things about them. They're looking at you like, what? Like, you know how hard it is to find people who you find attractive, come from a good enough background to where you feel like, you know, you guys might have similarities, like a good background in the sense, like, it's good because it complements your lifestyle and like your upbringing, like you guys relate on things like that. Or it's just like they're from the same city that you live in. Like, you ever fuck with someone and then you fall in fucking love and they live in fucking Omaha and you live in LA? Stupid. Like, you find someone that you like, lives in the same city, has a job, has money, you know, depending on what you want, don't have kids or has kids, like whatever you want going on, like good head on their shoulders, doesn't have an STD, or like, you know what I mean? And then you look at them and they're just like, nah, I'm cool. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? No, bro. If they lost that on you, fuck them. Literally, fuck them, because it's so hard to find people that you genuinely care for, genuinely vibe with. And I think I said this in the earlier podcast too. The older you get, the less people you find that you really connect with, because not only do your standards get higher, but your life gets more complex. Like, there's certain things that you have now. You have non-negotiables where when you're younger, you're 18, 17, 20, like there's a whole bunch of shit that like you can negotiate. You know what I mean? But the older you get these non-negotiables. What might be living in the same city, That's a big one. And depending on where you live, you might realize that there's not a lot of people in your city or your state that you actually fuck with, type of thing. So I say all this to say that if you find someone and you're trying to figure out, is it time to let go? Like, I really fuck with them, like, but they're distancing themselves. They're not texting me back, or like, I'm trying, like, I want to apologize. Say it, do it. Send the text, send the call, do the apology. And if they don't respond and they don't reciprocate that energy back to you, you have to let it go, because you're going to eat yourself up inside not letting it go. And it's really not worth your peace of mind. You will find someone. You will find someone better, because just off the fact that they literally want to be with you and they're not dumb like that person who's able to let such an amazing, beautiful, kind, generous person go. I happen to know who you are, so I'm going a little bit in. But like, you will find someone that meets every expectation you have and wants to be with you. And and it sucks, because that's the person that you really liked. And like, maybe for whatever you're growing into, that person's not meant to be this close to you. And that's fine. Some people are for seasons and some people are for lifetimes. You know, some people are lessons. And we don't know until we get to the end whether a person was a lesson, a season, or a lifetime. And they could come back around. Maybe it's just bad timing, but that's not in your control. Say what's on your chest. Say what's on your heart. I hope to God it's reciprocated. Make sure you get it all out there. And if it's not, put that shit to bed and live your life. Because you are worth way more than that fucked up peace of mind that he's about to give you and he's currently giving you. Okay? I love you. That got very personal. Like, for a second, I was just talking to her. But that's how I feel. So, I'm rooting for you. Hard. For those listening, I'm doing a fist pump. It's more like a fist shake. It's actually not important. I feel like that's all I can do today. I feel like I've said so much. I'm emotionally drained. I just vented to you about my life issues for like an hour. So I feel like that's where we're going to cut it today. Oh, mate, this is a weird one. I don't know. Okay, well, next time I'll make sure it's one sooner, because I was gone for a minute. Oh, why is my hair cut out there? Make sure it's sooner, because I was gone for a bit. And I'll bring a guest, so it's a little bit lighthearted, and I don't go down a very, very, very long tangent. Well, if you have any burning questions, desires about dating, love life, sex, whatever it is, make sure to DM me at the podcast for Dating with Daniee. You can send me a DM literally at any fucking time, and I will put it in the podcast. Yeah. It's a fun time. It's even funner when I feel like people are on. So I'm going to make one of my friends come on next time, because it's only the second episode I've done solo, but again, I go on tangents. So there's that. Anyhow, DM me at the podcast. That's MHMM, the podcast at. Wait, the at's first. What the fuck is going on in my brain? If you want to follow the YouTube channel, it's the podcast /YouTube, where you can watch the video version of the podcast you are listening to. If you're already watching the YouTube version, what's up? Hi. You know what I mean? Love you very much. If you want to follow me, it's Daniee KyLand on Instagram, DANIEE KYLAND, and on TikTok. I be on TikTok. TikTok is like my favorite app. That's the most active app I'm on. So if you want to follow me on TikTok, it's the same thing, Daniee KyLand on TikTok. And yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys today. This has been great. If you want to listen to any new music that I dropped, you could go to Daniee KyLand on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever streaming platform you listen to, iHeartRadio. We're on everything. Dropping new music pretty soon, so that'll be fun. And yeah. Alrighty, guys. This was lovely. I thoroughly enjoyed this therapy session, and I'll see you guys next time for probably a more light-hearted episode. Bye.
You must be mad. How quick I bounce back. I'm the best you'll never have. Daddy don't get to go and brag. Dropping location, what you won't do? You was looking places till he came through. Who you acting fake to? I made you. And if I made one, then I can make two.
Let's get it started, ha. Let's get it started here. Woo-hoo. How are you guys doing? You can't respond. I'm gonna cut that out.